It looked nothing like this in the original part. This is the character customization bit, guys. This god's face looks a lot better. This is what Ariel looks like normally, just this guy. Noticeably, Ariel looks much better. I mean, for a start, he really does look like a high elf, and his textures are so much better. Here is his assistant woman. This woman looks a lot better. Before, she looked like she was a crazy woman and she was going to murder me. This guy's face looks crazy in comparison to the old one. This guy's face, if you actually look closely, does look really realistic and nice. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Dean, aka the Blue Crusader, and today we're going to be doing another video in the graphics enhancement series where I visit old games and use graphics mods or texture enhancements to bring them up to the modern age, or trying my best to at least make them look as modern as possible. So in this video we're actually going to be visiting the game Elder Scrolls Morrowind. As you can see, the only difference so far in this game is the loading screen looks a little bit different, and I've actually disabled all of the graphics mods so far, so that will probably be the only thing that actually has any difference, and anything in the game such as lighting and graphics shouldn't really be altered. A lot of you guys liked the last few videos. I did one on GTA San Andreas and I did one on GTA Vice City, and a lot of people really liked the outcome, especially with the San Andreas one, which I think was the best. A lot of people really loved the outcome of what the game looked like after in comparison to what it looked like before. So without further ado, I will be covering the Elder Scrolls Morrowind in this video because you guys really seem to love this series. So as you can see, we are on the main menu right now. We're just going to click new game. We're actually running the Tribunal and Blood Moon version, which is actually the Game of the Year edition. So, as you can see, we're on the boat here with the guy Geob, you know, the normal default guy, and he's just going to tell us basically that the guard's waiting for us and we're going to go up top deck. You know, the normal story if you guys have actually played this. So we're just going to explore kind of the first half of the whole building and area of Seydanine, which is where we are right now, just to give you a feel of what the game looks like by default. As you can see, the only enhancements really we're looking at is the UI improvements. We have the UI improvements in the menu, but that's the only enhancements we got. So basically we're looking at the vanilla game right now, but I am going to install some different mods such as better faces, better arrow quivers, better graphics and models, things like that. But we're just going to take a look at what everyone looks like right now, just so you guys get an idea of what everything looks like by default. So we're going to go up top deck and see what's good. And it's actually space to activate things. I'm kind of used to the Skyrim activation, which I think is E. Okay. Well, everything actually looks great. I love Morrowind, and one thing that I'm actually guilty of is this is one of my favourite Elder Scrolls games. The look of it, and I don't know, just the location. It looks amazing. But unfortunately, I haven't actually completed this game because, I don't know, I just used to mod it back in the day and mess about, and I think at some point I will probably have to complete this game. Right, so this is the character customization bit, guys, and this is the first bit which we're going to look at. As you can see, just the UI has been improved, and we're just going to make a quick character. It doesn't really matter what we make, but I'm just going to show you what the races currently look like, and then when we install the mods, I believe they should look different. So we're just going to go with a classic red guard. As you can see, this is the female version, and you can change the face, etc. Right, we'll go across to that one. Right, okay, we'll use this face, which I think is actually the guy's face back there, which is kind of weird because we look exactly like him now. Maybe we're the guy's twin. So basically you head into this office here, and I think if you use the console, I can't remember what the command is, yeah, it's TCL, we can actually fly out and look into the game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you kind of the roundabout look of this place here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same, but I'm actually going to disable my camera. So it's just going to be a camera view, and we're going to use that later, basically just as a comparison to fade into the graphically enhanced version. And I will also be having a look closer into the NPCs and closer into the buildings, just to give you a comparison shot as well. But as you can see, we're just in no collision mode right now, and everything actually looks really nice. It's looking pretty cinematic. As you can see, this is the starting area of Morrowind. An interesting thing to do at this point is probably to go into, I think it's called Ariel's Trade House, if I remember correctly. Ariel's Trade House. Okay, if we're going to Ariel's Trade House, we can have a look at that guy, because he's one of the main characters, and he also looks very different with the graphical enhancements. So this is what Ariel looks like normally, just this guy. Kind of looks a bit pompous, kind of a little bit rich, and here is his assistant woman, which I am very notorious for actually killing a lot of the times in my runs of this game, and I'll just give you a peek of what these guys look like in the building. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some shots of the area, some panoramic views, just to show you guys later before I actually pile on these mods. So we're actually going to jump into the modified version or the graphically enhanced version of Morrowind right now, just to show you what everything looks like. Okay, now we're actually in the modified version of the game. We've enabled a few different face mods, some clothes improvement mods, and some static mesh improvement mods, as well as certain graphical features and foliage. Hopefully, I believe there's foliage, although I'm not sure, and a few different graphical enhancements to make the game just that little bit better. I've also enabled some mods like Morrowind Rebirth and certain other things to add additional features into the game and hopefully make it look a lot better. Unfortunately, this game has crashed quite a lot of times when doing this. This has probably been the hardest one to record, and I've had to switch between different inputs to actually record it. But without further ado, we're going to jump into a brand new game and just see what everything's looking like. Okay, now we're already on the boat. As you can see, there's already a few different improvements. The character Geob here already looks noticeably different. I do like the older version of Geob though, however, I think he looks a lot better in the old version, and it seems there might be a little bit of depth of field here when I look at him, because it kind of blurs the guard at the right side, and I guess you can kind of see that. And the guard's face also looks better and his model looks a lot better. So the game already looks noticeably a lot better than it did before. So basically all we need to do now is we need to go up top or up shore, and we need to look at the actual place Seyda. So when we get to the top of this boat and we've looked at a few different characters, I'll go into the no clip version for you guys just to see what everything looks like. This woman's face for a start looks so much better than before. I mean, she was pretty ugly as a character before, but now she looks a lot better. And this guy is the champion of the month because he looked nothing like this in the original part. To say that this game is like, I think it's 2003 or something, it's a really old game, but to say the age of this game, the mod is actually pretty good. The face looks pretty realistic, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think that's just me, I think that face is actually looking pretty realistic. And you can see there's a few different effects like the bloom, depth of field, everything's fading when we look away. Everything's already looking nicer. I don't know about these white trees though. That's kind of like fog covering the trees, I guess, which doesn't really look great to me. What does this guard look like? This guard's face looks a lot better. I don't like his haircut without the helmet though. I think he looks a bit stupid. Right, so the Breton's face has been vastly improved. The Dark Elves kind of look the same. The Nords look the same. The Orcs look so much better than before. The Red Guards, you can tell they look better. And if we just go through and change the face, as you can see, the faces already look a lot better. It still kind of has the Morrowind feel though, it's not any crazy graphics. But everything does look a lot better than it did before. There could be a few different more graphical things we could add to this, I guess, to make it look better, but so far so good. So we're going to turn on the TCL, which is the no collisions, once more, and we're just going to look around and see what the characters look like. So far it's mainly just mods like for graphics and the actual mesh improvements and face and clothes improvements to actually look a lot better. There's more NPCs around like these pilgrims, there's depth of field, there's blurring on everything, and there's a little bit of certain other effects on there as well. Now I did have access to a lot more effects, but for some reason I couldn't enable a lot of them, and I guess this mod also improves the terrain, like it's added buildings and more features to the area itself. But so far there's definitely visual improvements, and it's added more NPCs. There seems to be more houses down here with one of the mods, but visually it's looking a lot nicer. But it's only very minor improvements visually. I guess the final thing we need to do is we need to go into Ariel's trade house like we did before in the other video and take a look. So we'll just take a look what everyone looks like inside here. Noticeably, Ariel looks much better. I mean, for a start, he really does look like a high elf, and his textures are so much better. He looks like a posh and rich elf like he's supposed to be because he runs the trade house, and it kind of makes the game a lot more immersive, and it definitely makes the character more accurate. I didn't really like his pompous look before. I guess he kind of looks even worse, looking down on people kind of vibe to him. This woman looks a lot better. Before she looked like she was a crazy woman and she was going to murder me, so she looks a lot better. I don't know who this woman is. I guess she's just a new NPC which has been added, which there's nothing wrong with that. This guy's face looks crazy in comparison to the old one, like a lot better. This guy's face, if you actually look closely, does look really realistic and nice. You can tell that these textures are definitely high quality. I guess the models are still low quality and low poly though, so it's like we've got really nice textures on bad models still, although there's kind of small improvements. This guy's looking better. Mostly so far, all of the faces look perfect. They look way better than they're supposed to be. Everything's just looking better in terms of facial quality, facial mapping, all of the clothes look more high quality. So far so good, we've actually improved the game. We've already improved the game with the static mesh improvements, the graphical enhancements, the face textures, and basically just making the land look a lot nicer and more immersive, and adding more bulk to the buildings. So the game already looks a lot better, although it doesn't really look modernistic. Unfortunately, there's not really many EMBs available for this game that makes it look better. There's not really many different lighting kits to make this game look better. I did have an effects kit, but it didn't really seem to work. But let me know in the comment section below if you guys actually think that I improved this game with these mods, and to what degree, because the game certainly looks better, and you can certainly see a few different effects that are better than the vanilla game, but it's really not up to par on what I actually thought we could do with this game. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Also drop a comment below if you want me to visit an old game and add graphics mods to it and make a comparison of what it looks like. Thanks a lot for watching. If you enjoyed this video, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and click the notifications bell so you don't miss daily uploads. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.